Hey folks, John Duffin here from Duffin Media, and welcome back to another episode of Your Monday Motivation, where we get to kickstart your week. How do we do it? I get to introduce you to my superstar co-host, Chad Levine. Hey Chad, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
JD, how are you today, buddy?
Doing fantastic. Brother, what are you thinking, man? A lot going on in the Philadelphia area this weekend.
It's what we call an emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you're from the area, everyone always uses. I'm gonna just flat out say what it is: a bullshit excuse. They call it the Philly way, the Philly thing. It's this coping mechanism of dealing with disappointment from their sports team. And you know what, John? You and I had a discussion prior to the show.
Correct.
And you know, I think we're gonna dive directly. John and I. This is going to be one of our most, I would say, concise and clear shows because we have literally the goal, the bullseye is right there, and we're just going to hit it. We're just going to hit it. So the bullseye for today is literally making a decision. Once you've attempted to reach a new level in your life, professionally, personally, and you start to see results, you start to taste that success, right? It's how you respond when you don't hit exactly where you want to be. So we always do the analogy of this, this Philly sports team and the Union. I'm not going to listen for everyone that's watching. The only reason I'm not speaking about them as much is because I'm a front runner. I'm a bandwagon person. I watched the end of the finale, but I am not a diehard Union. What's the term, by the way? There's a contingency. They call them dupe. I don't know what dupe is.
Oh, dupe. It's the Sons of Ben, which are the hardcore Philadelphia Union fans, and they've been there since day one. So I'm guessing you're telling me if you just got there for the penalty kicks, you would not be a son of Ben.
I'm not a son of Ben, but I will tell you, I empathize. I did watch the end. I recently have had an interest in soccer because of this Welcome to Wrexham show. Have you seen it, by the way?
Say that one more time.
Welcome to Wrexham.
No.
So it's actually a true story. It's Ryan Reynolds and Rob. I can't pronounce his last name. McKenna Lenny. I don't know. He's a Philadelphia guy. Okay.
Oh, what you call it? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Right.
Rob McElhenney. Yeah.
McElhenney. I can never get his name right.
Good old Irish guy.
But so the reason the whole story, and there's a parallel to all of this.
Right.
Rob McElhenney decides he wants to buy a professional soccer team in Wales. All right. And he ends up literally reaching out to Ryan Reynolds on social media. They didn't know each other and convinced him to spend over $1 million on this subpar soccer team because Rob draws a strong parallel between this town, Wrexham, and Philadelphia. Okay. It's a bunch of, it now is there, but we're less. See, I will tell you the one thing, and I am going to digress. Philadelphia is no longer blue collar. I don't care what anyone says. It was built on blue collar, but it is no longer blue collar.
No.
But anyway, this town is heavy blue collar. They are heavily invested emotionally and every aspect of their life into this sports team, right? And it is like watching Philadelphia in Wales. It really is.
Like Ted Lasso.
Like
the accent, and just a different accent, but an accent nonetheless.
But the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because we are so invested in our sports teams for a variety of reasons. And one of the things John and I are going to break down today and diagnose is why we invest so much into these things, why we do those things. But today's message is once you see what you're capable of, once you've tasted that level of success, even though you didn't reach your final goal, you didn't become a champion, how do you respond? You can take it, build it, get back there and build a dynasty, or you can be a one-hit wonder. Like I was going to say Debbie Gibson, but I guess. But don't be the one.
She's still touring at whatever 70 or whatever.
Off of one song.
It's a lot of buildup to get to that close, but that's all right. But it's like that. I love the fact that you say that. So you can use these opportunities if you're a Philadelphia fan, a Philadelphia sports fan. I am. I am a Philadelphia sports fan. So
but it's a sports fan in general, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm very braced in sports, but here's what for me what happened. It's like the reminder for me is watching this crest, which was a complete surprise. I'm talking about the Phillies.
Yeah.
And sure, I talk about the Union, but I'll focus on the Phillies with this limited amount of time today.
Yeah.
It was a complete surprise. I think I saw one Phillies game this season before the wave, right? Before you got to ride the wave. And it was long and it was hot. And I think the tickets were like $5. And I'm like, and I was with my brother, but it felt like a long, not my brother, but the event. It was 95 degrees, a long, painful, like Phil's game. Now it's like go to StubHub during the World Series, $1,500 for standing room. Oh, sure, I got it. I'll take $5 because it was so important. The emotion, the energy, the galvanizing of the people in Philadelphia. It mattered whether it was an escape, whether it was that you cared that much. But I really do believe my thought here is that it was as much of an escape, that you're all in so that something else doesn't necessarily have to happen. Hey, I'm watching the Phils. No, I can't follow up on that lead. Can't make those calls. Can't do the audition. Can't get the World Series. So for me,
you should. It should be like, you know what? Honestly, Bruno, it should be like when you're watching the Eagles game. You should turn down the one and turn up the other, right?
Oh my God! Thank you, Bruno. But
John, I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna cut you off.
I'm deeply offended, but
and then I'm gonna have you go to your quote, right?
Okay, deal.
And then let's get back into this dialogue.
Done. So you just cut me off. That's fine. I've already cheered up, and I feel good about that. Listen.
John, you're growing a lot personally in this show because I feel like before that actually would have offended you.
I just hide the offending part for me. So listen, here's a quote, right? Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen, by the renowned NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan. And again, I'll repeat the quote. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen.
I love that. So we're going to bring up our 2-minute shot clock, which is so relevant to the quote, right?
Right. Nicely done.
We'll bring it up, and John is going to do his blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to try and translate
and I'd like to try to translate. So folks, this is the thought. So often my whole thing here is I have in the past leveraged other people's successes and their failures to stop or start my own momentum. Like, for instance, we'll just use this weekend. Oh, Phillies lost in a heartbreaker, and the Union lost, and daylight savings time changed, and oh my God, the election's tomorrow, and what if my candidate doesn't win? And all of that, to me, can cripple my own momentum. See, this is other people's circumstances that you just want to be certain that you don't want to lean into too much. Sure, if it helps you move forward, go get it. But the fact of the matter is, where you want to be careful, where I need to be careful, is I'm not using these excuses to stop my own momentum. Chad brought up the part about tasting success. So here's the thing. In my own world, and I'm sure you can live this too, in my own world, I have had that sort of success: public address announcing, executive coaching, voice work, real estate. But have I gotten to the pinnacle? No, not at all. Not even close. And so for me, the fact of the matter is, oh my God. And I just, Chris Stevens is on the line as well too. Recall my time, reclaim my time. But the fact of the matter is, the thing that I don't want to do is take what was such a great emotional Phillies run, where I was literally getting emotionally choked up, crying over Bryce Harper. I know, but what I was going to say, I know that's too easy. But the fact of the matter is, what you don't want to do is use other people's success, failure, their actions, and act as if it's your actions. So for me, the reminder is simply this. That's a wave of other people's actions. What do I want to make happen? What do I need to make happen? And that's what we'll do.
All right. So in my translation of what you just said, right? And this is a big point, though. Think about this for a minute, right?
Yep.
What makes everyone can like I'm going to draw a parallel. I'm going to get super basic.
Right.
Did you ever play baseball?
Not well, but yes.
Period. No, but period.
Answer.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lansing, shout out to the Lansing Cubs of Northeast Philadelphia. Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna be honest here. So you played, I've played before, right? Neither of us made it to the big leagues.
Oh, no.
Right? Neither of us. But here's my point in all of this. How do you know what you can do until you've even made the effort to try, right? Right. And the reason I bring this up is because this whole season was an entire surprise. It was an entire surprise. But we still go back and question, is it a surprise to these athletes? Is it a surprise to the athletes? Because it may not be. They're telling us it wasn't. Us it wasn't. And we all believe that to be the case, right? But think about this for a minute. If every one of them actually believed that, and they said, you know what? I'm not going to listen to anyone out there, because if you spoke to a Philadelphia Philly in August, will we see you in November? Maybe. But everyone else out there, no shot.
No
shot, right? Not a shot. There's no way. The bets weren't even close in Vegas. I'd be so rich right now, it wouldn't even be funny. Right?
Oh, like the mattress guy in Houston.
Don't even go there with that guy, please. Don't give him any more glory than he deserves. That
right,
schmuck.
Thank you. Sorry, Jason. Edit that. All right, go ahead. All right.
But no, here's my point. What you witnessed. See, again, John, it's a matter of perspective. It's Monday, after probably one of the greatest runs in Philadelphia Phillies history, right? And it's one of the greatest. And it's funny because a caller called in the WIP this morning and they said it was the biggest disappointment. I disagree. I disagree. It's not a disappointment if it's unexpected. It's not a disappointment. It's a completely pleasant surprise, right? And if these guys knew all along and didn't listen to anybody else and just stuck their head down and literally picked up the bat and went to work, there's something there for you to realize, right? In their attempt to reach the ultimate ring, to ring that bell, you saw some things that were just absolutely miraculous. And what you should do in that moment is understand you invest yourself and your financial aspect and your emotional aspect of your life into these athletes. Why, John? Why are they heroes? They're heroes because they're doing something extraordinary, right?
Superhuman things. They're doing, at least to me, superhuman
things. They're doing superhuman things, but they picked up the bat just like you and I did at the same age. Right. And I was looking, someone posted their Cooperstown pictures, their the Little League World Series of the starting lineups. I don't know if you see that post.
Williamsport, PA, by the way, is the home.
Did you see that post?
I did see the post. Yep.
It was really cool, but it resonates with me because you sit there and you say, we all have another level. Are you trained well enough? Exactly.
Oh, way to go, Bruno.
So the point I'm trying to make is, don't look at this as something that was disappointing. Look at how incredible this was, and try and figure out how you can take something from this and say, you know what? Yeah, they might be ridiculously talented people with extraordinary abilities, but there's something that you do every day in your life that you can relate it to, and maybe attempt to get your ring. And you know what? If you try and you fail and it doesn't happen, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And the other point, John, because I have it in my mind, I can't stop. You and I spoke about this before the show. What was the most disappointing thing about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, that basically you thought that it was going to be the new norm, as was quoted, and then it wasn't. You thought it was going to be the standard in Philadelphia. We thought it wasn't going to be the Philadelphia thing. We thought it was going to be a dynasty, a culture, a new change. And the opposite happened, right? The opposite happened because no one looked at the process. They didn't learn from the way it happened. They just abandoned it because they wanted their taste. It's like a fat kid in a candy store. I'm the fat kid, so I can say that. Right. You just want to try the lollipop. You know what I mean? You don't. That's not what this is about.
if the Philadelphia Phillies go back next year or the year
Mhm.
after, and they and let's say they win now for the next couple of years, whether it's the World Series or it's
Mhm.
not, you build a culture, you build a dynasty,
Mhm.
and that's something bigger than
Mhm.
one stupid World Series.
You take the fluke out, beautifully said, and you take the fluke out of it in your mind. So whatever you're working on business wise, I call it, because I steal it from my zonefulness coach, Joe Dowling, that body of evidence, that
You have
success that
you
you've
have more
had.
coaches. You quote so many people. I swear, you're like a walking like Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, right. Listen, or you could phrase it. It's like I've got a bigger entourage than Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, she's at least a bigger success. So we're working on all that.
Oh
But the
my
fact
God,
of the
that's
matter
funny.
is, right? But what I would say is, with all of this, hey, you just said something with that. Keep going and or building the pieces or getting the fluke out. Look, here's the thing: when the Eagles dismantled their team
Mhm.
and ripped it apart, new head coach, new QB, everything's changed. Look at them at this moment, 8-0 and tearing the league apart.
Mhm.
So the same as it regards to the Phillies, you can assess and make changes. And the Phils, you already hear them speaking about adding an additional piece or two. But all I would say is, what you don't want to do is blow things up. What you don't want to do, more importantly, is stop your own momentum, because I've had that taste of success. I, spoke on that stage once, so I'm
Yep.
good. You know what I mean? And then
Yep.
all of a sudden you live your life with regret.
It's kind of like look at real estate. I mean, I'm going to draw the biggest parallel.
Love, right?
There were more people. The interest rates went to a record low,
Right.
and people were selling homes just by
Mhm.
listing them. I mean,
Mhm.
literally, it was just like off the charts, right? But then you have rates that go up, and all of a sudden, those people that were those one and done rock stars
Yep.
are bailing. They're
Mhm.
bailing, right?
Mhm.
And the reason is because if you learn how to become a seasoned professional,
Mhm.
you learn how to continually fortify your business.
Ride the
Right?
wave, keep things going.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep. And that's my point for today.
Mhm.
It's and I think that's so important for us to come on and tell
Mhm.
people in this area, take a look at the unbelievable impact this had. It's like the
Mhm.
Christmas miracle in November. It was something completely unexpected. And literally, it was one of the greatest sports
Mhm.
moments I've seen because of that. And you know what, John? Think
Mhm.
about the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Who won the Super Bowl for us? Which quarterback?
Oh, it was Nick Foles. So the fact
Who
of
expected that?
wait, who expects the gay dude to know all the answers in terms of sports? But
Who
I
expected
digress.
that? No, but the point is that we are the Monday Motivation Show. We weren't going to come
Damn
on
right.
and do doom and gloom.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Well, why would
yeah.
you? Why
No,
would you? It's sunny, great.
but we're trying to teach people to think differently,
That's
right?
all.
To think differently. Think about this ride.
Mhm.
Think about what you did during it.
Mhm.
Think about the money you spent on the t-shirt you never
Mhm.
thought you needed.
Yep.
I mean, I'm being honest. Think
Right.
about it. What was the mindset? What was
Mhm.
the approach?
Mhm.
It was the excitement. It was the buildup. Yeah, you lost. And guess
Mhm.
what? The day after Christmas, every year it happens
Mhm.
to everyone.
Mhm.
Oh, crap. Now we're in the blues. Now we have to wait till
I
next
got to
Christmas.
take all this crap down. Listen,
Yeah.
the one question I will leave with everyone today is simply this: what do we do now? It's not a doubtful question. It isn't. So, what do you do with all this momentum, with this beautiful experience? What the hell do you do with it?
Yep.
You can do something. And that's the ask of me to you and of me to me, which is, so what the hell are we going to do? So this just doesn't fade away into the sunset, and that we can take advantage of this incredible momentum and just freaking do something.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, so for me today, as I'm promoting my Wednesday training aggressively, I'm an executive coach, and I teach people how to speak better with their business voice. And I'm launching a free live training this Wednesday evening at 6 p.m., and it's buttoning up all of that. You see a link in the comments, folks, and you folks that register, like I said, you'll get a front row seat to learn how to use your best, most authentic voice to get what you want and optimize your communications. It's the whole point. Second, I'm absolutely now, I've got 10 people I'm contacting, and I will have them contacted by noon in regards to building my business. And that's
Nice.
what the first two things I do.
Nice. I love it.
How about you, brother?
I'm going to be very laser focused. So I found that in the I call it the pizza pie of marketing and growth.
Oh,
I focus super heavy on one or two slices and
Okay.
and not enough of the whole pie.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell everyone this, and this is something that I've been resonating in my mind. I'm very good at posting organically, but it's only good for the people following you.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So you've got to get your message in front of other people. So don't sit there and say, I made my post, I'm good. And then all of a sudden pray that your business is going to grow, because that's not how it works. Right. And I am so guilty of that, John.
Mhm.
I'm so guilty. So my Phillies moment
Mhm.
is actually going to start now. I'm determined to start today to get my message in front of more people about the things I'm passionate about the things I do, and most of all, the things I can do for other people.
So I love you, and I'm going to push back once.
Yeah,
How?
do it.
How?
I'm going to make it very simple. I'm going to attack a CRM that I've tried 16 million. I'm going to try 16 million and one today. I'm going to spend the next week building those lists and be hyper focused on them. I'm going to stick to a better content schedule for my social media. I'm going to repurpose that same content into a monthly email newsletter to everyone in those lists. And then I'm going to start to track my engagement and interaction with the people in those lists.
See, that's a lot. And that is literally leveraging all of this wave of emotion, beauty, surprise, all that sort of thing, and taking advantage of it for you. I freaking love it, man. So what else are we going to do for this crowd before we
That's it. I mean, I actually think you posed the question. We stuck to the point. We were, John, not to quote, I'm telling you, you have the most perfect podcast title. Your message received. There's no way people didn't receive that today. And you know what? If we're the only positive piece of media out today, and we want to, because everyone was thanking the Phillies, but I will say there's some members of the media, which I will not name, that were using that Philly crap, that's bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit. You can look at it in one of two ways. You and I choose to look at it as an amazing experience, and let's see if we can both go to the next level. Let's see what it tastes like.
Damn right. Damn right. And we get to call ourselves out, like with everybody here, next Monday, folks.
Yeah.
You want to take us out, brother?
I actually will be flying back from Florida next Monday. I forgot to tell you that.
So we'll make the call. I'll let my co-host make the call in the meantime.
It might be your Monday, and then in red out Tuesday. Listen, my message, I'm gonna say thanks everyone for watching your Monday Motivation. Your swift kick in the arse. I always like to give the unpolitically friendly one, especially with John Fetterman coming in the election tomorrow. I mean, we technically can say anything at this point, but we appreciate your viewership. We hope you gain things from it. And most importantly, let us know if you guys know us on a personal level. Give us feedback about the shows. We really want this to be informative. We're very passionate about it. It's both in our mission statements to help other people achieve greatness through altering their mindsets and seeing the positive in things. And I think that's it, man. So thanks for watching the show. John, I love you, man. Always fun.
You made it great.
And everyone have a great week.
Absolutely. Bye, folks. Bye.
Peace.